When did you first notice the spark in you, raw, bright, unruly, and learn to apologize for it? The lesson came from many directions. Classrooms that graded manners over mastery, timelines that rewarded agreeable poses, even romances where soft reassurance was praised, while decisive presence was quietly selected for. You were not broken, you were domesticated. The surge in you is not a bug to medicate, it is power to be shaped. Masculinity, at its best, is chaos harnessed. Heat given a figure, force braided into form, appetite yoked to aim. Try to amputate it, and it returns as resentment. Give it law, and it becomes style. This is the region Friedrich Nietzsche charted. Will ripened into self-legislation. The Dionysian chorus disciplined by Apollonian measure. The yes that can stand in weather. Nietzsche music begins with the quarrel and marriage of two powers. The Dionysian, ecstasy, risk, tearing at the veil, meets the Apollonian shape, restraint, clarity. Our age flatters only the mask of Apollo. PR politeness, therapeutic speech, curated mildness. The chorus is told to hush. Men learn to smile their edges away. Yet the chorus does not die. It goes underground and returns as boredom, secret rage, or addiction. One must still have chaos in oneself to give birth to a dancing star. The sentence is not permission for tantrums. It is a geometry of creation. Chaos without form is noise. Form without chaos is taxidermy. Society's theatre markets tame virtue. Even the romantic marketplace often acts as actor and audience. Words that signal gentleness are applauded, while the quiet magnetism of sovereign presence is tested rather than praised. Some women, socialized in the same theatre, perform approval for men who comply while reserving genuine attraction for men whose presence carries law. That contradiction confuses the untrained. They chase the claps, not the currents. The result is a generation of agreeable faces that fail auditions no one admits exist. Nietzsche refuses the theatre's script. Harnessing does not mean erasing Dionysus. It means giving him a stage and a conductor. The Apollonian is not a prison. It is a frame sturdy enough to hold the wild. Your task is not moral anesthesia. It is aesthetic ethics, judging deeds by whether they intensify life into form. Ask of each impulse, can it be scored, not silenced? Can anger be clarified into precision? Can ambition be shaped into stewardship? Can longing be met with measure rather than with begging? Here the social mask becomes visible for what it is. Protection against judgment that also blocks radiance. Men wear it to avoid conflict with institutions, timelines, and potential partners. But a mask that pleases everyone exiles the chorus that could compose anything worth remembering. Harnessing begins when you step off the stage where applause is coin, and into a workshop where proof is artifact. In that space, you do not argue that your surge is good. You demonstrate that your surge can sing. The star is not obedient. The star is ordered. The difference is not volume. It is architecture. This is why the first act of philosophy is not be nicer, but be truer. Form is not niceness. It is necessity. Your chorus wants measure so it can endure. Society will call this selfish until it benefits from the warmth. Some women will test it until they trust it. The star is born when you stop bargaining with audiences and start composing with your fire. Will to power is not a license to dominate others. It names life's tendency to interpret, rank, and stamp becoming with a signature. The weak will imitate. The strong will legislate. First over itself. Nietzsche distinguishes two moralities. One speaks from surplus. Good is whatever heightens capacity to promise, create, protect, and rejoice. The other speaks from lack. Good is whatever anesthetizes injury and equalizes the field. Modern institutions, from HR catechisms to algorithmic reputations, often canonize the second. They teach men to outsource conscience to comment sections and policy manuals. A man with no inner legislature becomes a functionary, safe, smooth, and forgettable. Self-legislation is selection among drives. You are not a blank slate. You are a parliament of appetites. Left unranked, the loudest mood rules. Harnessing means establishing eminence. Courage above comfort, craft above chatter, truth above tone, gratitude above grievance. This is not stoic muting of effect. It is musical hierarchy. The conductor does not silence the brass. He assigns them the right bars. The test of a rank is not applause, but strength across seasons. Any value that cannot keep you vertical under weather is sentiment, not law. Here, the social and romantic economies press hardest. Many rooms reward male placidity. Agree quickly, soften edges, preface boundaries. In dating, certain scripts flatter compliance publicly while desiring authority privately, demanding language of tenderness while selecting for men whose presence sets the climate. That mismatch trains men to lie or to break. The will to power takes a different exit. It says, without cruelty, I will be one man, one face in every room. If a space cannot carry that coherence, it is not your jurisdiction. Perspectivism is your shield against nihilism and against moral bullying. No view from nowhere exists. You declare your vantage, own its limits, and live it long enough to produce fruit. Your fruit, not your alibis, defends your law. When challenged by institutions that prize optics and by partners socialized to equate firmness with threat, you do not retreat to tantrum or to tenderness theater. You return to statute. This is my standard. Here is my proof that it blesses life. The herd respects a weather it cannot budge. Nietzsche's maxim, "Become who you are," is not a horoscope. It is a verdict against drift. You become by binding. An oath is not a mood. It is a wall inside which chaos learns choreography. Society will call it rigidity. Those who love you will call it safety. Those who test you will call it irresistible. The point is not to be feared for show. It is to be trusted because your inner court does not adjourn when the crowd changes temperature. Why does so much culture polish passivity and shame sharpen presence? Nietzsche's genealogy supplies the map. The priestly revolution rebranded impotence as innocence. Unable to act, the resentful soul declared acting evil and comfort good. This moral inversion metastasized into institutions and manners. Today, it smiles with therapeutic grammar and calls it care. It flatters the fragile and suspects the fruitful. Its quiet genius is to make the powerful feel guilty for their power and the powerless proud of their stall. The same inversion surfaces in the attention markets and romantic arenas. Feeds reward grievance because grievance engages. Engagement sells. Dating economies often privilege spectacle of sensitivity, while privately selecting for gravity, boundary, and calm authority. Both men and women are downstream of this incentive structure. Men learn to act like PR departments. Women are taught to seek a pleasant softness that, when tested by reality, craves steadiness instead. The culture praises the performance it later punishes. Untrained men call this hypocrisy. Genealogy calls it strategy, an ecology of signals that cannot admit what it selects for. What follows? Ressentiment, envy weaponized as ethics. It does not build, it brands, it whispers. Your edge is violence, your boundary is arrogance, your law is control. Men overcompensate with self-erasure and then grow bitter that softness brought neither respect nor desire. Nietzsche refuses both options. neither brute eruption nor meek self-cancellation. He prescribes transvaluation. Redefine good by the strength it produces, not by the comfort it distributes. In this light, compassion is not abolished, it is purified. Pity that makes people smaller is a vice. Care that increases capacity is a virtue. The genealogist asks of every tender sentence, does it keep the other childish, or does it midwife adulthood? He asks of every relationship script, does it reward clear presence, or does it coerce pleasant absence? When scripts and rooms cannot tell the truth about their own preferences, he leaves without sermon. Departure is not rage, it is respect for reality. Thus the harnessed man declines two temptations: to hate a society that flatters passivity, and to flatter society in turn to secure peace. He studies incentives, refuses to play where lies are structural, and invests where his form becomes culture. Teams, households, circles that prize proof over poses. He neither blames women nor begs them. He reads the market without malice and offers the one thing markets cannot manufacture: a consistent weather. Genealogy ends not in complaint, but in construction. Having unmasked the romance of smallness, he chooses largeness with a quiet smile. Harnessing chaos requires a stance toward time that cannot be faked. Nietzsche offers two crucibles. Amor Fati, love of fate, does not mean sugary acceptance. It means the active enlistment of events into one's form. Eternal recurrence, live as if this act would return eternally, turns sentiment into selection. Together, they force adulthood. Do nothing you would refuse to repeat. Refuse to waste what you cannot avoid. Apply this to the two theaters that bruise men most: institutions and intimacy. Careers misfire, reputations take slander, promotions skip, rooms punish edges they later hire for. Amor Fati says, recruit the friction. Let the injustice become an education in clarity, not a shrine to grievance. You will not baptize abuse, you will harvest it. Eternal recurrence asks, if your response became your forever, would you bless it? If not, refine until the answer is yes once, then often. Romance unravels, tests arrive. Some partners, taught by the same herd scripts, probe for softness and then crave steadiness, punish boundaries and then ache for them. You cannot litigate motives without drowning. Amor Fati says, transmute hurt into height, do the cut clean, keep the law intact, refuse rancor. Recurrence asks, would you will your posture again and again? If yes, you own it. Bitter men believe fate owes them fairness. Dangerous men believe fate owes them material. Blessing is not passivity, it is selection under weather. To say yes to fate is to consent to the cuts that give contour. No to certain rooms, no to certain demands, no to a version of yourself that begged. The herd will call this unforgiving. Amor Fati calls it precise. The man who can bless his path without editing it into sentiment becomes unblackmailable. Institutions cannot buy him with optics. Lovers cannot throne themselves above his law. He is not fickle, he is faithful to the form he is making. Joy, at this altitude, changes flavor. Not cheerfulness, but the clean laughter of someone who has made terms with necessity. He can dance because he has cut. He can forgive because he has form. He can be gentle because he is governable from within. Society learns to trust him. Lovers learn to relax around him. That trust is not a byproduct. It is the point. Harnessed chaos, disciplined by blessing, becomes a public good. This is why Nietzsche's yes is harder than the herd's nice. Nice avoids weather. Yes becomes weather. Amor Fati and recurrence are a twin oath. I will not waste my suffering. I will not repeat what I cannot bless. Put that on your door and most of your former confusions evaporate. Nietzsche's aristocratic ethic shaped the contradictory into a unity that can be recognized without your name. Style is not costume. It is coherence under pressure. Two arenas reveal whether you have it: speech and eros. Speech first. Truth without form becomes cruelty. Form without truth becomes groveling. The dangerous man speaks as a builder. Short claims, visible reasons, clean requests. He refuses motive courts, prove you are good, and keeps debates in the artifact. He can steelman an opponent's case and still cut. This is not corporate technique. It is moral poise. His language dignifies the hearer because it presumes their adulthood. He does not beg to be liked. He bids to be useful. Rooms change temperature around such speech, including rooms that once punished edges. The punishment wanes when the edge carries outcomes. Eros next. Romantic culture often confuses kindness with availability and respect with appeasement. Many men internalize this confusion. They audition for affection with self-erasure, then wonder why warmth cools. Some women, taught to equate firmness with danger and tenderness with safety, discover in practice that attraction follows sovereignty. Nietzsche would call this a conflict of valuations. The solution is not to scorn women or play arch-cynic. It is to revalue your own presence. Treat desire as serious play between free agents. Make your boundary a form, not a tantrum. Do not perform goodness to be chosen. Become weight, so that choice becomes natural. When the script demands that you trade self-legislation for proximity, you decline, not in rage, but in rhythm. Leaving is not punishment. It is respect for both parties' values. Style is economy. Presence is precious when it is principled and rare. What you give constantly devalues. What you give cleanly and sparingly acquires contour. Civilization begins at the household scale. Doors close softly, promises kept precisely, compliment specific, criticism private, silence meaningful. Lovers relax when the weather is predictable. Predictable is not dull when the climate is warm and the law is known. Finally, the conversion of vices into instruments. Nietzsche counsels a refined cruelty toward your slackness and a refined grace toward your extravagance. Anger clarified becomes a sword against lies. Pride clarified becomes regard for excellence in others. Jealousy clarified becomes hunger to create. Style is not bleaching the stain. It is setting the dye. The man whose colors are chosen, not accidental, stops negotiating his worth with rooms, romantic or public. He arrives as climate. People feel safer when he speaks, even when they disagree. That safety is the signal that your chaos has learned choreography. Nietzsche's Übermensch is not a caste, but a trajectory. The rope stretched over an abyss, on which one does not nap. Overcoming begins in solitude, because only at altitude can a man hear which drives deserve crown. Solitude here is not sulking. It is negotiation with one's chorus until the treaty is signed. You may rage, but only in meter. You may long, but only in covenant. You may command, but only what you first obey. Then dissent, not to dissolve, but to test the treaty among people. Companionship worthy of an assent is scarce. The herd bonds over grievance. The free bind over danger. Seek those who call you higher, not safer. Let your table include one elder who corrects without flattery, one peer who ships, one younger man you lift. Refuse circles that reward complaint and punish production. A culture forms where proofs are ordinary. In that culture, women, those who prefer weather over performance, find rest. The rest will scroll elsewhere. Neither outcome is your grievance. Overcoming also reorders reputation. The old hunger for being seen yields to a new hunger to be worth seeing. You stop bartering secrets for sympathy and start stacking artifacts that speak. Institutions eventually adjust to weather they cannot move. Partners adjust to presence they cannot manage. This is not menace, it is mercy. People deserve a man who does not evaporate under eyes. Suffering at this altitude is kiln, not currency. You do not sell your wound to purchase attention. You feed it to the furnace that fires your form. Joy returns as the laughter of someone who can bless his terms without editing them into slogans. He need not posture as dangerous. He simply is difficult to corrupt, because his law is older than the room. You reach the end that already separates you from men who skim. If the surge in you felt named, not shamed, if the analysis cut closer to your truth than to fashion, step across the line. Break the wall. Write your experiences in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe if you're walking this ascent. Share it because ideas become weather when men carry them. Society's incentives will not bless you for becoming sovereign. Some rooms and some women will test you until they trust you. That's fine. Your task is older. Give your chaos form, bless your fate, and become who you are.